guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie if you have not been here before, and thanks so much for watching this video. So for today's video, I wanted to share this kind of curly, wavy, very natural looking hairstyle. Recently when I've done my hair like this on my channel, I have gotten a lot of requests on how exactly I do it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really easy, especially if you have French braiding down. If you don't worry, just practice a little bit, you know, maybe every day for a few minutes or so, and you will get it down. I promise. It really didn't take me that long to learn how to do it, but I used just a tiny bit of heat to fix up any pieces that didn't work out well, but for the most part, this is all like one braid that made this hair happen. So I'm excited to share this video with you guys, but before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload. If you guys enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that, and leave a comment down below letting me know what else you guys would like to see from me. As always, I'll go ahead and link all the products that I'm going to be using down below in the description box. My Instagram's down there, TikTok, Poshmark, presets, camera details, outfit details, all that great stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Step number one for this hairstyle is to wash my hair. So I use the Eva NYC Lazy Jane air dry shampoo and conditioner. I use an Keys towel immediately out of the shower just to soak up all of the dampness, and then I let my hair air dry the rest of the way. Here is the dry hair we are working with. My hair is just slightly damp at the roots, and that's not a big deal as long as your hair is not ultra wet, because it's just not gonna dry once we braid it. So just make sure that it's pretty much all the way dry. I mean, you could do like 80 to 90%, but I prefer to let it dry almost all the way. So I am gonna wet my hair down again just to add a little bit more moisture so that when I braid it, my hair actually like forms in some kind of curl pattern. I'm only gonna use one other product. It is the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Curl Activating Mousse. I just apply a very minimal amount to the hair once it's wet, and I've just noticed that this product really helps with kind of like definition, making sure all the waves are kind of separated. By the way, I don't know if you can tell, but I've like cried off all my makeup listening to the Smartless podcast. If you guys have never listened to it before, it is literally so funny. Don't listen to it if you don't want to cry your makeup off. And if you didn't spray it enough, you can always go back in once you've already braided the hair and spray it again. And then I pour a very, like I said, I don't want too much, so that's how much I'm using right now. And just kind of rake it through. Make sure you get the back too. Over the many years that I've done this hairstyle, I've always found that the way that I get the best result for like the most natural looking waves is doing a Dutch French braid, inside out braid. I'm actually not really sure what the term is for it, but I'm sure there's a million tutorials online on how to do it. And if you're not good at French braiding, just practice and you will get it down. Trust me. It is so easy for me now. I'm not like amazing, like a pro at it, but it doesn't really have to look so pretty for this hairstyle. You just need to like wrap your hair in some kind of way. Typically when you braid, you take each section and you fold it over each section, like so. A Dutch French braid or a Dutch braid, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna braid under. So you like go under each piece. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I like to start probably like about halfway back. So if you guys can see, that's how far back I'm starting the braid. I just don't like these front pieces to be super curled or wavy. So that's why I start about halfway back. The key is you want to make sure that you're grabbing like sections of hair that are about the same size. I'm sorry, my hair is so dark. It's probably really difficult to see what I'm doing. And I don't go down to the very end. I like to kind of like poof up this braid a bit because I don't want the waves to be like super curly. And then I leave about an inch, 2 inches at the bottom. It's definitely not the cutest hairstyle ever, not gonna lie. I've definitely gone out in public like this before, but I wouldn't necessarily choose to. The other thing you wanna do is kind of like puff out the braid to make it seem like the same width throughout. You're obviously not gonna be able to get it perfect, but I just kind of like to puff out the braid so that it's not like super tight in certain sections and then looser in others. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna take my squirt bottle and I'm gonna spray it one more time just for good measure, make sure it's nice and damp. And I just focus it along the braid because that's the only part that's really gonna curl. And this is where we are at. For the time being, I'm going to go about the rest of my day, go to sleep with this hair, and wake up in the morning, show you guys what it looks like. Definitely 2:40 in the afternoon, but for the sake of this video, good night, everybody. Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to finish up this very messy hair. As you guys can see, it looks a little bit like a disaster, but we are still braided, which is good news. So it is time to go ahead and take out the braid, see what we're working with, and hopefully it looks somewhat good and we can fix it to make it look as perfect as possible. All right, so this is what we're currently working with. I'm actually pretty impressed. It looks pretty good. There are some spots where I've got just some like weird, kind of like, I don't know what's happening here, you know, but it's okay. We can fix things. But I'm happy with the texture. I'm happy with how the kind of waves came out. So what I'm gonna do next is any areas that are looking just weird. Sometimes like down at the bottom, I have some spots that are just a little too curly. I'm actually like not really seeing much that I need to fix. But what I do is I just wet my hands a little bit and I just rake through those areas that have a little bit too much kink to them, or maybe like the curls doing something weird. All right, so my hair is dry now and it's time to fix up those kind of random weird looking pieces. I'm using a waver. I picked this up on Amazon, but you can use a straightener or a curling iron to get that kind of wavy technique as well. These are pretty cheap. They're not like outrageous. So I'll link the one that I'm using below. I of course want to use some heat protectant. So I'm using Amika The Shield Anti-Humidity Spray. It's also a heat protectant. And then I'm just gonna take small sections. So I'm gonna start with this piece here and just use a waver. It's really not that hard to figure out. And I think the rest of that piece looks pretty good. I'm gonna leave it and see how we do as I keep like moving on to the other sections. See how nicely that just like blends in with everything else? It just looks totally natural. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks now. Obviously not perfect, but I think for the most part it looks relatively natural. I'll show you guys what the back looks like. The back is a little bit rougher, but I don't see the back, so who cares? So the last step for me is I'm going to use just a couple little styling products. I'm gonna use this Hairstyles Elixir Ultime. No clue if I'm saying that right. It's essentially just an oil. You can use any kind of oil for this. I really just want to focus on the ends because the ends do look like a little bit fluffy, frazzled just from having, you know, damaged hair. Story of my life. So I'm just taking a little bit on my hands. I'm gonna rub that together. And I'm just gonna rake through the ends of my hair. And then I just want to add a little bit more texture, so I'm using the Wave Spray. Just really lightly scrunching that in to the hair, focusing on the mid-length to ends. And here you have it. This is the final result. I absolutely love and adore when I do my hair like this. I always get compliments. People ask me like, oh, is your hair naturally curly like that? I wish, but really it doesn't take that much work. It's very, very easy to do and minimal heat products, which is always the goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that, and leave a comment down below letting me know what else you guys would like to see from me. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.